I am a multi-million dollar producer in real estate. I mean, in sales, obviously. I sell a lot of real estate and I've done a lot of business. And I know I meet a lot of people daily and I've also have experience with real estate. So I'll be talking and teaching how to invest into real estate using other people's money.
You are listening to Money Matters Podcast. Step into a world full of worth and financial intelligence. Dedicated to bringing awareness, empowering the world to financial freedom and personal development.
Once again, welcome to the Money Matters Podcast. I go by the name Clever Pinero. I'm in the studio with Alex, professional investor. And today we got Kimona in the studio. Kimona is a real estate agent and a professional investor. And she's going to give a lot of information about what's going on with the coronavirus and our finances, financial lessons, real life situations that's going on. There's a lot of people that are home right now with no jobs. A lot of people are going through a lot of financial struggles. And it's all because they didn't plan their finances right. They had no money, having problem paying their bills, utility bills, having problem paying their rent. A lot of landlords are crying right now because their tenants can't pay up. And people having problem getting things like basic food and, regular stuff that you need in a house. So it's a huge problem. And the majority of the problem is based on the kind of our source of income. Because most people rely on their daily jobs, your 9 to 5. And because of that, that's all they know. And now that they can't go to work anymore, most jobs laying people off. People can't afford basic stuff that they need in life. So Kimona came up with other ways, other opportunities, other avenues that you could use to generate money besides your 9 to 5, besides your your normal daily work that you do every day. And she's gonna break it down, give us details on other opportunities that we could use to make money to support our lifestyle. Any comments, Alex?
Yeah, definitely, man. But just that one job at this point is not going to cut it. So there's the right time to get this information. Look for a little gig on the side or some side hustle to, make extra money to be able to keep up with your bills in times like this.
Yeah, so without wasting too much time, we're going to let Kimona introduce herself and then we're going to go straight to the point.
Hi, thank you for bringing me back on. Like the guy said, I am a serial entrepreneur. I am a real estate agent as well, and I'm also a real estate investor. And today I just want to talk about the coronavirus pandemic and how it's really proven to us that having a 9 to 5 job is really not it. It is very necessary to have multiple streams of income. Because obviously when you are working in any job force or and during these economic times, things it changes. It's like a roller coaster. We've all experienced it. I've had the opportunity it's not an opportunity, but I just overcame the coronavirus. And imagine if I didn't have other streams of income coming in, what would I've done? I mean, my husband got the coronavirus as well, and we both were stricken with it. And it put us out, like we couldn't do anything. So I'm here to talk about how to really come up with some ways and ideas to build multiple streams of income. So that way you're not just struggling. So that way you're not just relying on one income. I remember back in college, when I was in college, I always had an open mind when it came to work. I just never wanted to rely on one income. And I think that mindset has stuck with me up till today. When I decided to work in corporate America after college, again, I really was not, I had the best job maybe for some people, working a 9 to 5 job and making a 6-figure salary. That's like a dream job for many Americans. But for me, I was very unfulfilled. I was tired every day. I was overwhelmed. I was bullied at work. So you could imagine I was just coming home every day, just stressed out. And I remember one day me and my husband, we drove all the way from White Plains to where I was working at. And we were sitting in the car and all of a sudden a commercial comes on about real estate investing and just kind of like learning the ropes and how to get involved and how to become a real estate investor. And I remember hearing that on the radio, and it immediately brought me back to when I finished school. when I finished my bachelor's and how I actually wanted to just really jump into real estate. And my parents were like, no, go and do your master's. But I always had that in the back of my mind that one day I would definitely go back and pursue my lifelong dream of being a real estate agent. So I didn't actually just start off as a real estate agent. I went to a training, both me and my husband, where we learned how to invest. We learned other techniques in real estate to make passive income. And so once we got involved with the real estate program, we learned about different techniques to use in real estate, like wholesaling. We did a lot of wholesaling. That's when we started after acquiring, building our cash flow. Then we started acquiring properties and then doing rehabs. And through rehabs, we then started buying real estate properties to build our real estate portfolio. And now I can say we have over $5,000 in passive income just from real estate, from some of our real estate projects. And so I don't have to think about money coming in. I can sleep at night and know that every month I will have some rental income in my account. And so that's the whole idea. You want to be able to look at real estate. And it's not just real estate alone. There's stocks, there's bonds, there's mutual funds. There's so many other ways to invest. You can invest in a friend's business. There are so many other passive ways to make money. You could look at a business online where you are just, generating income just from someone making a sale off of it. But one thing I must say is you must figure out what your passion is, what it is that you like to do. For me, I knew that I'm a boss. I was a leader. I loved to lead. I loved finances. I love business. I went to school. I got my master's in business management. So I knew one day I would be running my own business. I knew one day that I would definitely take off and be running multiple streams of income, or at least bringing in multiple streams of income into my household. So you have to think about what it is that you like to do, what it is that really, whatever it is that you like to do, it has to be something that no matter, even if you weren't getting paid to do it, it brings you a lot of excitement. And I think that's really the key. For me, I knew my passion was helping people. I knew that my passion is motivating people and my passion is educating people. And I do this through real estate. I teach, I educate, I help homeowners and sellers and buyers to basically fulfill their lifelong dream of real estate. And this brings me great joy. Even if I wasn't getting paid to do it, I love it because I just love the whole idea of real estate. I just love that there are multiple ways to make money in real estate and there's just not one way. So obviously I did not just quit my job, at my 9 to 5 immediately. I always tell people, use your 9 to 5 job to basically invest into your business, fund your business, allow your 9 to 5 job to fund the business that you eventually want to do. You don't leave your 9 to 5 job, obviously, until you have probably either doubled or you have replaced your income 100%.
Yeah, that was the question I was about to ask you, because
yeah,
when, people went to, when you went to school, you got your degree, you working, and, they're paying you good. And you don't want to just let that be your only job. You got to find a way to, to find different, avenues or different ways that you can make more money. Mm-hmm. But when transition. Do you know is the right time to do the transition? Because, a lot of people get comfortable with your 9 to 5 paycheck, mm-hmm. and they don't want to lose it. So how can you, budget yourself or prepare yourself so you can save some money? Because you're saying to use your 9 to 5 to fund your whatever, whatever you want to do, your mm-hmm. passion or whatever generates money. Mm-hmm. So how can you go? What will be the process?
So for me, I'm going to use my experience, or at least what I've done, what I did, and what works for me. So when I started college, after I finished college, I went into sales, and I did sales for some time. I was furloughed, and I remember when I was furloughed from that job that I thought I was making so much money, because at 21 years of age, you're making almost $80,000 a year. You feel like you're on top of the world, especially if I was I had an entry level position. So I remember when I went through that process of not having a job for like almost 6-7 months, I was young, but I was smart, and I'm still smart. But I always said to myself that I would never put myself in a situation where I've only relied on one income. So during that time, while I was, because when I left that job, I started working on my master's degree. I picked up a skill where I was coding, medical coding, medical auditing. I learned how to do that on the side, and I kind of I kind of picked up several gigs, consulting gigs, and still actually up to today still do. So I actually kept that. I actually had a full-time consulting gig as an additional stream of income. So in case if anything ever happens to my real 9 to 5 job, God forbid, I'm laid off, fired, or whatever, at least I had my consulting gig that no matter what happens, I would never lose this job, because it's kind of like working as a nurse. You know, I'm going into charts, I'm coding, I'm doing a lot of coding, I'm reviewing charts, and every day I would have like maybe about 500 to 1,000 charts in a week. So it was like one of those jobs that you'll never lose. And then I went from coding to then auditing, where I was just kind of creating plans, basically teaching other providers how to code their notes, and all the new rules and all the new techniques that were coming out, ICD-9 and ICD-10. So whenever something new came up, I would come up with a training that met their standard. So then I started doing that. And then little by little, I just kind of started doing more training. So I ended up building a clientele of almost like 100 in the last probably 15 years. So I've always had that in the background. So even when I started my 9 to 5 job where I worked as a director at the hospital, I still had the second job that no matter what happened, if I didn't like what I was doing at this hospital, I knew I had something to fall back on. So for me, I just had this thing in my head that I cannot rely on one income. You know, when you work on your 9 to 5 job is to fund, for me, I had it in the back of my head that my 9 to 5 job that I'm doing in the hospital was to fund my business. And then I would then work on the plan to leave my 9 to 5 and just focus 100% on my business. So it really depends on how much you have saved, how much business you're bringing in from the job, the business that you end up doing or creating for yourself. It really just depends on your lifestyle and then your bills and everything else. But like I said, I still have the consultancy gigs that still up to today still brings in income. So I always felt like as a young adult, as a as an entrepreneur, that you cannot rely on just one stream of income. Even now with this corona pandemic, I mean, if you notice, so many people have been laid off, furloughed from their jobs, people in high level jobs, even people who've owned businesses for 20 to something years had to relinquish their staff members who've been working with them for years. So what do you do in that case? You just come home and you apply for what? Unemployment? I've heard so many stories from so many people who've applied for unemployment, and up to now, almost 2 months, they still have not received unemployment.
15 million people apply for unemployment.
Yes,
right?
15 million people have applied, and only maybe a quarter of those people are receiving unemployment. So then, what happens to the rest of the people who are still waiting? So right now, you're in a deficit financially because now you're going through your savings, and you don't really know what to do. So if you would have just had some ideas, or in the past, if you would have came up with some ways to like generate, another stream of income, you wouldn't even have to worry about filing for unemployment.
All right. So you said passive income.
Mm-hmm.
Can you elaborate a bit on that? Because most people might not know exactly what that entails.
So passive income is any income you make while you're while you're sleeping. That can be anything from an ebook that you write. It could be anything from real estate investments. So let's say if you have a rental property, that's passive income that you're getting every month from your rentals. You could be sleeping, you could be on vacation, you could be at your 9 to 5 job, and you're still generating that income. So a lot of people now, I know a lot of people who have a lot of, knowledge is the new currency now in this new economy. So if you have a skill, if you are in a certain field of work, you can create an ebook to help people figure things out in their lives. For example, let's just say you are a chef and you want to teach people how to start their vegan, how to make vegan dishes, you can create an ebook talking about vegan dishes and how to create vegan food. And that ebook can then be, you can create sales funnels online where you don't even have to be heavily involved in selling anything. And therefore, you're now creating passive income just from creating an ebook. I'm an auditor. I'm an auditor. I'm a licensed medical auditor. I could create an ebook on how to be a coder. What's the process to become a coder? And there are several people who want to get in healthcare that don't want to go through nursing or go to medical school, who just kind of want to just be in the middle of medicine, and to really just help the doctors understand their notes and stuff like that. So hey, I could write a book on how to be a coder, how to be a medical coder, and that book would sell because there is going to be someone that's going to be interested in my niche, and therefore that's how I'm making passive income, because now people are buying my book. I will then check my account and see money from the sales of my book. So that's pretty much how you end up generating passive income. You can also generate passive income by selling used clothes on like eBay or Amazon. Amazon now creates ways to sell things. If you have things at home that you don't use, take pictures, upload it, and just start to see things just, selling out. You can also generate income even around your home. You can help other people sell things online, even a backyard sale. Resume writing also, and freelancing. You could become a freelancer. Maybe you speak a certain language. Maybe you speak Spanish. Maybe you play the piano. Maybe you can teach somebody how to play the piano or an instrument. When I was in college, I was a resume writer, and that was passive income for me because I wasn't working. I would go to the people in the football team and I'd be like, hey, if you need this, if you need me to write your paper or something, they'll give me like $20 here. Can you do it for me? I did that for so many people when I was in school. And that's how I've been an entrepreneur by heart. I was always hustling. I've been a hustler. Even when I was younger, I remember like around 18 years of age when I did summer youth employment, I bought candy machines and I was going around from laundromat to laundromat, placing my candy machines everywhere. And I was like, listen, I'm going to make money no matter what. I remember working 3 jobs when I was in college, and like coming home from college, I had like 3 different jobs. Like I've always been that person that always felt like I needed to work because I was going to use this money to fund my real life business. And I always had that in the back of my head. Another type of passive income is a virtual assistant. You could be a virtual assistant to somebody. I mean, you could be at your 9-to-5 job and working your job that's bringing you passive income. Like you could set it up and you could be monitoring at work. Sometimes you have a lot of downtime at work. You can do all these things. You can research things. You can create and design business and t-shirt logos. A lot of us are creative. A lot of us have creativity. A lot of us are not working the jobs that we really, really like. We're doing it because it puts food on our table and pays the bills. So you have to figure out what it is that you love. What are the things that you're passionate about? What are your strengths? Because through that, you'll be able to figure out exactly what it is that you're really good at. Like I told you, I mentioned consultancy work. Being a speaker. If you're a great speaker, you can go around the whole world talking to people. You could do TED Talks and make $10,000 a quarter. And you could start a YouTube channel and talk about something that you're so good at that might help other people. You might have a skill that somebody else may want or have, or you may know something that somebody may need to know. And you could teach that person by starting a YouTube channel. But you have to start marketing yourself. Social media is now the big hub of where you market yourself. And we spend a lot of time now online and on social media. So we should be using social media for what it's being known for and help you market yourself and build your brand, because that's what people are doing. So if you are listening to me now and you're saying to yourself, how do I determine what my passion is so that I can turn my passion into a paycheck? Because that's what it is. You're turning your passion into a paycheck. You want to write down, what are your top 5 strengths? What are you good at? Like what it is that, ask your friends, ask your family members, find out from them what you are really strong at, okay? Because they will tell you. You may not know it off the top of your head, but your good friend, your mom, your dad, your best friend, your BFF, they would know. And then what are your top 5 skills? What are your top skills that no matter what, when you worked in the workforce, you got your performance and report, your boss would write, these are the things that you were good at. Look at that. And then list the 5 businesses that you think you could create or something that you could invest in, because multiple streams of income is not just you don't have to actually create a business. You can actually invest in a business. You can actually be part owner of a business that you really, really like. For example, maybe you like to shop at Amazon, for example. So maybe buy some shares of Amazon. That's investing. That's also another way to generate income. So I'm actually going to be hosting an online masterclass where I'll be talking about 5 ways to secure the money bag during quarantine. And I am a multi-million-dollar producer in real estate. I mean, in sales, obviously. I sell a lot of real estate, and I've done a lot of business. And I meet a lot of people daily, and I've also have experience with real estate. So I'll be talking and teaching how to invest into real estate using other people's money, because you may not have the investment to get into real estate. You may not have money right now to buy a property or to build your real estate portfolio, but you can start small. That's how I started. When I got into real estate, I used other people's money until I was able to fund my own real estate deals. And so I'll be teaching you about how to do that using other people's money, how to invest in the current stock market, because there are some specific stocks right now to invest in that after coronavirus hit the United States, the economy, the whole entire world, stocks went down. And so there are specific stocks that people should be investing their money into. And I'm actually going to give some tips and share some of my big name secret stocks that I've invested in that I got from people who I know who are millionaires who gave me the tip off. So I'm going to share that in my masterclass. And then how to monetize your God-given skills and talents. Like I mentioned before, the idea is to turn your passion into profit. Passion into profit. That's how you're able to do what you love. And it's another stream of income that you're building for yourself. One of your streams of income should be something that you are passionate about. I'll be talking about that during my masterclass. And then how to use social media to help serve others with your gifts and your talents. You know, a lot of us have a gift to serve, but we don't know how to do it. We don't know how to utilize our social media pages to brand ourselves, to put ourselves out there. I've been on social media and I've done a great job of putting myself out there. I've built my business through social media. I've built my clientele through social media. A lot of people don't know how to do that. And I also use the word of God, because I am a Christian, to talk about how God has enabled me to be blessed and how he has favored me, and how when you are walking in the light of God, God will bring great things your way. But there are specific things and key things to know. And so I use social media as my platform to serve and to be a blessing to people. It's not all the time about taking. Sometimes you just have to be a blessing and give. And that's how I give, by being a blessing to people. And so I'll be talking about that as well. And then how to get into the consultancy industry. I'm going to be talking about how I ended up getting a consultancy gig that has been paying me literally for the past 15 years. Like, I have clients who are paying me on clockwork just for teaching them, things that they don't know nothing about, so that they can then have time to run their businesses. And so I'll be teaching you how to start that, because as long as you have a knowledge, as long as you've gone to school, you have a skill. You went to school for something. You mastered in something. I had a bachelor's in psychology. I obviously didn't go to psychology school, but I went into business management. And then I also did a specialization as a medical coder. So I am a traded medical coder, and I have the expertise to help another physician, because I normally work with doctors and nurse practitioners, and I can teach them how to code their medical notes and how to audit their provider notes. And that's what I do. Like, I'm a specialized medical auditor. I'm a certified professional medical auditor. They call it CPMA. And the tips that I use to secure all of those consultancy gigs, you can use it in any niche. If you're an accountant, if you're an engineer, I can show you how to pick up consultancy gigs that will pay you clockwork. And I'm going to be sharing that during the masterclass. So, again, what you expect to learn during my masterclass is how to begin in real estate and build your real estate empire without any of your own money. Real estate investment strategies to immediately fund your real estate deals, and then the name of specific companies to invest your money in the stock market, especially companies that were deeply affected by the coronavirus. And then how to get good returns on your investment when the market recovers, because that is really, really important. And then how to monetize your genius and put a price point on on your services and gifts. And the exact social media strategy I have used to get my awesomeness out to the world. And then the 4 steps to become a paid consultant, choosing your niche, and then finding your very first paid client. I'll be able to tell you step by step how to get all of these different things. And the things that I'm going to walk you through in this class are the same exact things that I used in my business as a $1 million producer. So I'm going to share where you can register. You can register at bit.ly/secure the money bag. At the end of this podcast, you will have all of the details. The flyer will have all of the details. Go in and register for this masterclass. You will wish that I did it. You signed up sooner, because this is a once in a lifetime course that I'm doing, and it's going to be held on the 12th of this month at 7 o'clock. And I hope to see you all. And if you have any questions, definitely you can call me 646-314-1129 or send me a text. Thank you so much.
So the date for the event is, May 12th. It's
May.
May 12th, and the time is 7 p.m.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody could just be in their home and they could just log on.
Yep. It's through a Zoom webinar. And so it's, you have to register, obviously. Once you're registered for the class, you will get a confirmation immediately through email.
So you just go online and just type that the website that you just gave. Just type it in, and then it should just pop up, so you could just sign up.
Yep, it's gonna say register for the class, and you would put in all your information.
And it will be the same way to engage with you, to log on at 7 p.m.
Right.
7
So
p.m.
once you pay for the course, there is a small fee for the course. You will receive a link, and you will be able to go in, because it will give you a password and a username to get access into the program.
How much is it?
$49.99.
So yeah, there you have it. Kimona's having this class that I think everybody should sign up on, because nothing comes for free. If you trying to get knowledge, you gotta pay for it. You pay for it, you're gonna take it serious. If it's free, sometimes nobody takes it serious.
Nobody takes nothing.
Once you pay for it, you're gonna be ready to take the knowledge, because everybody know knowledge is power, and the more you know, the more knowledge you have, the more you earn. You can't just be there and not do nothing and just hope something happens. You gotta put in the work.
Right.
She's gonna be talking about how to invest in the real estate. How to monetize your God-given skills. The stock market is on sale right now, So you want to, this is the time to get involved. She's going to be breaking it down. And she said that she's going to give tips, like, the good stocks that you could actually invest, that it's kind of going to guarantee you money. So you want to make sure that you attend the program, and, how to use social media to, advertise yourself, to make money, as a way to make money from social media, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and all those options out there. And she's going to teach you about, her field, being a consultant, and how to make money from that. And $49.99 is pretty cheap, and I think everybody can afford it. Guys, try to sign up. It was fully
discounted, just because I felt like this is obviously right now it's not a great time because of the economy, but I think $49.99 is fair.
It's reasonable.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. So you guys should keep the date. May 12th.
Mark your calendars.
Mark it 7 p.m. 7 p.m. on the dot. You log on, and is there a way to get like a copy of it or something like that? Like, once you watch it, that's it? Or
if once you've paid for the class, after the training is over, you do get a copy of the whole seminar, of the whole webinar. So yes. And I just want to leave you off with this. Your paycheck will be your play money in this season. You want to build that streams of income, because once you have play money, you don't have to ever rely on it ever again, because now your streams of income is now funding your lifestyle. And then you're just basically, sleeping at night and not thinking about anything. And so that's the goal. And that's the American dream. And I think we all should partake in it.
Yep, because you guys know money making is a numbers game. The more people you help, the more people you attract, the more skills or opportunities you give people, the more people come to you with their money. So you want to put yourself in the position where you'll be more valuable, that other people will come to you, for your skills, for your knowledge, for your information. And that's what Kimona is doing right now. She's putting out a lot of information, a lot of knowledge out there that people will need. We all need it. We are going to log on and try to, get all that information that she has to offer.
And this pandemic has really exposed our 9 to 5, the flaws and everything of it. So people should be searching, looking for ways to be making that multiple streams of income. Because at this point, if you've been laid off or furlough or whatnot, how are you going to live? How are you going to survive?
You can't.
So, you should not even be told. You should be looking, searching everywhere to figure out a way to just stay home and, find other ways to hustle. Because if not, your 9 to 5, who knows what's going to be the next crisis that will put you home.
You get laid off.
You know what I'm saying? So this
can happen.
This is something serious. Yeah. This should not be taken for a joke. Everybody should be signing up. I'm going to be signing up myself. So I'm not just saying it for people, because we all need to be safe. We got to make sure we are in that position where we don't have to worry about money in times of any lockdown, or because I'm pretty sure after 9/11, a lot of things changed. So I'm pretty sure this is also going to bring a lot of changes. All right. So now who knows what change is going to affect your job. So if that's all you're dependent on at this point.
And the funny thing is, with this pandemic going on, there are people who are still making money from this.
Exactly.
Because they position themselves right.
All right. Yep. They don't have to leave the house to make money.
No.
They don't have to go to that punching to make money. All right. They have those multiple streams. And at this point, they are cashing in big time. So you don't want to be left out. No. All right. The stock market is still making money. All right. So if you really need to not worry about how to survive in terms of income, you have to get with Kimona. And,
if coronavirus, this whole pandemic has not taught you that there is just no way to live off one stream, and you go back to your regular lifestyle after things open up in this world, then you did not take there was no lesson learned, because I think this was a blessing in disguise, because this has forced many people to really think outside the box and be creative, and to really think about what they can actually do. Because maybe you may not feel like you have a skill set. Maybe you think you don't have a passion, but maybe you could find out what other people are doing. Maybe you could sell a product. There's so many things to do. There is just so many opportunities. And now we're in a social media, time where everything is done through social media. So you can't even say, oh, I cannot sell. You can. Everything now is no more just word of mouth. You get on social media, talk about your product, and sell. Somebody will buy it, because there is something for somebody.
Yeah, enough of those dissing on WhatsApp and on Facebook. Let's use it to benefit us to be calling this one out and that one responding and, oh, this one called this one. Have you heard? No, it's not important. No. It's not putting money in your pocket at this point. All right. I was smiling when she was talking about if this pandemic has not taught you anything, then us Africans, you see, there could be like a broken bridge. And everybody will know about it, but nothing will be done about that until it kills people. And after it kills people, they're not even going to go back and fix it. It will still be there till it kill 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1 now. All right. We don't take lessons from crisis and incidences. Now let's take this opportunity right here, right now. Let's change some habits and some lifestyles. Let's learn some of the positive things in America, and not just those, that Bronx lifestyle, flipping fingers and shaking necks. No. Let's forget about those. And, there are so many advantages and stuff that we can learn to better ourselves and our lives. So let's tap into this information that's coming on and go learn as much as possible so we can better our finances.
Yep.
And after this call, I really, really, really want you to dig deep and ask yourself, what are your strengths? What is my life vision? What are my goals? And how can I start a business? Your business doesn't have to be 24/7, 365. or full-time business. You can have just a small side hustle to supplement your full-time income that you're in now. A side hustle is something you can have on the side that just helps you pay your bills, your debt, take you on vacations whenever the times gets tough, like right now that we're in, a termination, illness, pregnancy, whatever it is, you have that extra income coming in. So think about those questions after we leave this call and see what you come up with. Everyone has a genius in them. Everyone has a skill. Everyone has something that they can utilize to bring them additional income.
Yep. So the last time I checked, knowledge is power and cash is still king. Some people say credit is king. I guess in America, credit is king, I guess. So cash and credit, you want to make sure you get all the information, all the knowledge from every corner, every angle that you could get to better yourself. Don't sit back and feel like I know it all. I know it. What can she possibly teach me? You'll be shocked. It's all about information. Just you could hear just one little thing that would just change your whole life. So don't underestimate it. Take the chance. Give out the money and register, sign up, and make sure you show up May 12, 7 p.m. on the dot to, get all the knowledge that she has to offer. So thank you guys very much. This is the Money Matters podcast. Share, like, subscribe, and we talk to you guys some other time. Thank you for listening.
Thank you.
Sign out.
That's all for today. Until we meet again next time, never stop learning. Thank you for listening. Subscribe to our channel. Email us at themoneymatterspodcast@gmail.com.